it's Kelly Slimp, licensed and certified speech language pathologist, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing to these videos. All of my videos are made off of your request or questions, so make sure that you put your questions, comments down below, and hit the thumbs up button on this video if this worked for you and your child at home. Okay, so diving right into it, get this all the time. My child leaves off the end of words. This can also work if your child's leaving off the beginning sound. So if your child is doing this consistently where they're dropping the end sound of the word, for example, if they say cat and they just say cat instead of the whole word cat with the ending T there, that is what we would call a phonological process in speech and language. And so what we want to do, which is just means that they are dropping off that final consonant. So a couple of different ways that I would target this, really easy. Number one, we're going to use over exaggeration. So instead of saying like top, we would go, oh, top, oh, the top. And I have my little top right here, thanks to Speech Tree Co. And I have my CVC words that I ordered out of this objects little bucket. So it has all of my little mini objects, which I love and my kiddos love. So it's really easy for visuals. I still like to use my visual hand cues, which I created a new resource for you guys. So I'm going to put it down below. It's free for parents to download. The link is down below. And also you can check it out on my website at speedyslp.com. Okay, so back into it. How can I target these sounds at home with that final consonant that keeps falling off? Okay, so I'm going to get my top, right? That's what we're working on. I have the visual. You can get a sliding little bag, and this is just going to show us the progression. I like the big Post-it notes because sometimes if a kid is leaving the sound off, I can take this off, but I also wrote it in case you don't have Post-it notes to know that you can write it on the bag right here. Okay, so I would do my hand cue with it. So, and I would just show them. So you can do it one of two ways. You can touch with each sound like this, and then once your child is able to do all three, you can use this and run it through. So right here we would say top and really exaggerate. And I made the P really stand out right there, and I use my hand cue. And so that is one fantastic way. It has visuals, you have your tactile cue because you're actually sliding it, and also you have your verbal cue of saying the sound. Once your child is able to pick it up, what we can do is just stick to our hand cues. And that's what's great about the hand cues, is because again, the verbal prompt there is the most aggressive form of prompting, other than tactile, meaning that you're touching something or they're touching something. And that's another big help. But what we want to do is eventually wean off of the prompts, okay? So instead of saying like top with the word, what I would do if your child said ta, I would say, oh, that's what we forgot. Where's that sound? And so then your child will go, oh, okay, top. And a lot of times if we're going back and forth, I'll say top, and the child will say top. And then I'll go like this, and they'll say t. And then we'll do the O, and then they do the P like that. And they get that visual cue, and it's a trigger to the brain. It's a reminder, oh yeah, this is the sound that goes with that hand cue, but it's not as aggressive as you cueing the word verbally. So that's a great way, once your child starts to get the hang of it, to kind of ease off of those prompts a little bit to see if they're able to do it independently. Because it's great if they can imitate, but if they can't do it independently, then that's where the work is. So that's where we really want to start amping up that motivation and really try to get those visuals in there so that they can do it by themselves and feel successful. Okay, so I'm gonna cue a couple different words. Oh, this is the other thing I like to do, is use some gold coins. So every time your child says a word, you can do this, and then the big sound here, so they get the big coin. So it goes, and then the big coin represents the biggest sound in the word, which is the end sound. Okay, so we have top, like that. We also have our dice, so that would be dice. And you would just do the D, the I, and the S. And you can do the big I to remind them to do the long I sound. And then we have right here, hat, hat. And you can do those on the words. And we have boat. And if you need your vowel cue there, it's the big O. So again, boat. And last but not least, we have ish, like that. So usually don't need the vowel cue for this one. So it's just ish. Like that. And so even though there are two letters at the end of the sound there, it's still one phonemic sound. So that's what you want to target if your child is just saying fit. You want to target the sh. So fish. And be really exaggerative and also use those tokens, and then also use your visuals, and you can provide positive reinforcement throughout the video. And I like to just mix in the little objects to make it super fun. Okay guys, so that's your tip or trick for strategically working with your child at home on final consonant deletion. You could also do the same for banana in case your child is saying nana. So you just add in there the over exaggeration with your visual cue of the B sound, banana. And you can also do it again with the Ziploc bag, starting at the top. So banana, and you make the B the big one that stands out there. Okay guys, so see you next time, and thanks for liking and watching this video.